At the core of anxious attachment is self-abandonment. People who are anxiously attached will typically look externally for the things that they need to fix internally. So people who are anxiously attached, especially the anxious preoccupied, will literally find their self-worth within a relationship instead of finding it internally. So when that relationship is disconnected, they will self-abandon their own needs in order to preserve the relationship and feel like things are okay. They will often use trauma responses such as a fawn response. So instead of actually sticking up for their needs and expressing them directly, whenever they get a negative reaction or their partner shows up maybe defensive or the conversation isn't going the way they want, they will immediately back off and sort of die on the sword of, you know what, never mind, you're right, it's okay, just to solidify that relationship, and that relationship feels solid. They self-abandon their own needs over and over and over again. And their real work is to internally work on their wounds of not being enough, fears of abandonment, fears of rejection, things that they are looking for other people in the outside world, especially their romantic relationship, to tell them that they are enough. Core of avoidant attachment is self-denial. So the dismissive avoidant particularly, or people who lean heavy on the avoidant side of the spectrum when it comes to attachment, they very much deny themselves. So a lot of times their partner feels denied because they're breadcrumb. They feel like they're not getting expectations met, commitment, conflict resolved. They're not getting their needs met. But the truth is, the severe avoidant or the avoidant attached person is also denying themselves. They deny their own emotions, their own needs, their own feelings. They're constantly suppressing them and distracting from them, and they're not getting them met. In fact, they're so good at this, and they've done such a good job at suppressing, that they typically aren't even able to identify their own needs or their own feelings. So the work for both the anxiously attached individual and the person who is avoidantly attached is really not just to work on the relationship and how to show up better in the relationship and how to break the negative cycles on the relationship. It truly starts with relationship to self. That's where the real work begins. And that's perfect because you can't change your partner. We can never change a partner in a relationship. We can only change ourselves. So if you're trying to manipulate and use protest behaviors and pull away or get bigger or larger or use all of these different techniques to change your partner, it's never going to work. But what you can do is change yourself. And if you're someone who is anxiously attached, what that looks like for you is actually learning how to not self-abandon your own needs, not to self-abandon yourself in the relationship. If you're someone who is avoidantly attached, that looks like you stop denying yourself and you improve your relationship with self so that you're aware of your needs, your feelings, your triggers, and your fears. So if you or your partner struggle with insecure attachment, I do one-on-one coaching. You can go and you can book and you can look at my different programs on my website. It's www.lesliewellsconnectioncoach.com.